Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. JLR investigates. Come on in. Back at the JLR cave, the Bat Cave. And look what we have behind us. Just chilling. Look at that. Hello. My cat missed me. Returned from a West Coast trip back at the Bat Cave. Sebastian Rogers, folks, come on in. We're going to talk. I actually have the dispatch call I want to share with all of you. The 6:39 a.m. dispatch call where it was reported that Sebastian Rogers went missing. And we're talking about 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, folks. We're talking about a 15-year-old with autism, Hendersonville, Tennessee, Sumner County, still missing. It's been almost 3 weeks now since this terrible tragedy occurred. Where is he? Where is he? We're going to talk, and I just want to show you. Everyone be kind and respectful in this chat. We are trying to bring awareness to this child. The stepfather, Christopher Proudfoot, is not happy with me. He's not happy with me. He's posting in Facebook groups. He's flying around the neighborhoods the last couple days on his motorcycle with Katie, but he's not looking for Sebastian. He's worried about what people think about him. He's responding to comments to people in one Facebook group that I know of. There's multiple Facebook groups because a lot of people out there care, but it seems like he's in one that seems like it's more sympathetic towards him and the mother, opposed to being objective and open-minded to any theory and speculation. He's centered around this case along with Katie. We've been hearing a lot of rumors and speculation. Christopher thinks that, what I'm doing out here is just for clicks and views. He does not know JLR investigates because we've been doing this for years, bringing attention to missing people. I've been putting my boots on, going out there looking in the fields for people and interviewing people. And I reached out to Christopher over a week ago and also text him on no numbers, no reply, no crickets. He claims I didn't reach out to him. So I'll show you what he says there. But we're going to talk about Sebastian. We're going to talk about Sebastian and also Christopher and his, explosive temper. There's people speaking out, including Sebastian's grandmother on Seth Rogers' mom, more or less, Robin Rogers, and she commented on a YouTube channel. It's a criming shame, and it's believed to be her. If it's not her, then someone is trolling as her, but I think it is her. The grandmother, and she says a lot. I'm gonna show you some screenshots of what she said. But yeah, this little boy has to be found, man, because TBI. We read a long statement. They're working around the clock. They're working hard. They've expended so much resources on this, and to this day, to us, the public, they're saying it. Either or, man. They're not saying that there's criminal involvement here, but they're not saying that it's not. They're just, I don't know if they're being coy. I don't know what their objective here is, to put out a statement to gaslight others or do like see how people respond to their statement that are centered around this. I don't know. Or generally they're just stumped, but I think they know more than we think they know. So, let's pray that they keep working around the clock like they claim they're doing. They claim they're working 24/7, 365. But this is Sebastian, as you guys know and do not know. 15 years old, 5'5", 120, Sumner County. An endangered child alert has been issued on behalf of Sumner County Sheriff's Office for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. 15-year-old white male, 5'5", 120, with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court. Stafford Court would be where he lived with his mom, Katie Proudfoot, and his stepdad, Christopher. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. I really never go off of the last description of what people were wearing. Reason being is it's usually what someone tells the authorities, and they could tell authorities anything. Case in point, Madeline Soto. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. So here's the number you can contact, 1-800-TBI-FIND, or the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. It looks like Lieutenant Brandon Clark. Lieutenant Brandon Clark is probably one of the lead investigators here, I would assume. But I do have that 6:39 a.m. dispatch call that was provided to me. I have a lot of sources in the area. I have a lot of people that are working around the clock. Kudos to them in that community that genuinely care for this little boy and are doing the best they can. They're searching, they're out there paying attention, and I think they do. A lot of people up there appreciate using platforms like this to share out. We're a little firebred on this channel, and we're pretty much saying, hey, Christopher, Katie's, say something, speak up, stop hiding around. This is an investigation. We can't say these things and stuff like. No, share it, spill the beans, because any and all information can be relayed to the public and can help. Any and all information could be relayed to the public that could make a difference in finding Sebastian. The hiding and the secrecy and the saying these word salads, we can't share stuff because of investigation. That's what Chris Proudfoot's doing in Facebook groups. I'm shocked that he's even in the Facebook groups. He should be out there looking for his son. He should be out there going door to door with flyers and handing out flyers, and he should be out there searching around the clock, not just leisurely chilling in the home, worrying about what people think. So here's the call. Here's the call, folks. Here's the call, and I have it right here. It's 52 seconds. So we're gonna play this, and I have the call, but I used this photo here as the call. So we're gonna play it. Let me turn it up. Let me turn up the volume, and let's roll.
Good evening, juvenile. 1008 Stafford Court, 1008 Stafford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised that their 15-year-old girl is not in the bed. We have white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, one finger turned down. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. The doors are locked at this time.
10-4 Monroe.
Separation unit.
Well,
12 minutes.
we all around.
Separation unit.
Speak by clear verbal warning.
Clear verbal.
So that was hard to understand. It's kind of like, what did they say? But it's basically the dispatch call. And that dispatch call, I was told, was 6:39 a.m. in the morning. So we have a time of when the actual call. So the way I've read it and the way I'm seeing it is that Katie called Christopher at his job. He's supposedly at his job 3 hours and 18 or 20 minutes away around St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, before the 911 call was made. Very interesting, though. Very interesting because, TBI came out. We were all centered around these flashes of light. And we don't know, we didn't know. We assumed, hey, that could be a part of this case or whatnot. But TBI kind of came out and kind of put water on the flames there and kind of said it's not really relevant to the case. I can't really decipher what they say because Nick Barris is the one that put it out there. And he's a good investigative reporter. He got sources, So it makes me wonder, still about what transpired. Let's just say maybe that particular clip didn't have nothing, but I wonder if something was out there around that time. I wonder if something was around that time where there was lights flashing. Because remember also, too, Katie Proudfoot said Sebastian went out barefooted with a flashlight. So I'm just wondering a little bit after 3 or whatever like that. But I can tell you based off what's very, very... Here's what I find interesting about this, right? And I still don't know about the lights, right? We still don't really know the legitimacy of those lights or what they're about. But say there's some truth to that or not truth, whatever. 3:10, that's when they said those lights were seen on the surveillance, right? 3:10 a.m. 3:10 a.m. And I find that number interesting because the call that I just played was 6:39 a.m. So that makes it 3 hours and 29 minutes. 3 hours and 29 minutes. And I'm just throwing out these numbers here. Then I look at, how far Stafford Court is to where Christopher Proudfoot was at. And that was at he had an RV, didn't really stay in a hotel. He stayed in an RV. He's disclosed in Facebook that he's been at his job site and hadn't seen Sebastian since the beginning of February. So he was there 3 weeks, 2 weeks, more than a week. More than a week, what Seth Rogers said, in a sense that he was gone for a week. Chris kind of validated that he was at that place in Memphis or a job site for at least the beginning of February, put it in his own writing. But then it makes me look at the distance between the St. Jude's Hospital site and Stafford Court. And this is what I find. This is I'm perplexed by this. Let me just say I'm perplexed by this. Because it says 3 hours and 18 minutes. 3 hours and 18 minutes. And that's on an interstate. So I'm sure if you're traveling on the interstate here in the middle of the night, you can kind of kick it up a notch and not get pulled over. You could probably go 10 to 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. Though, if there's bad actors out there transporting bodies, you would think you would not go over the speed limit to get pulled over. You would kind of just go the speed limit so you don't get pulled over. Because if you get pulled over, then they might find something in your vehicle. But just say, 3 hours and 18 minutes, middle of the night, no traffic, right? You're not going to expect any traffic. Probably no road work going on in the middle of the night, though they do that in Florida. They do road work actually in the middle of the night. They don't do it in the day because of the heat and the weather. But I would say maybe you could get in the middle of the night from Hendersonville to that St. Jude's area construction site. I'd say 3 hours and 10 minutes. I'd say about 3 hours and 10 minutes. You could probably shed 10 minutes off that, right? If you kick it up a notch, if the speed limit's 70 and you go 80, that's 10 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 3. You could shed maybe 30 minutes off that time. You could shed 30 minutes off that time. So what I find interesting is, regardless if these lights are relevant or not, maybe something transpired out there and TBI has something else, but not necessarily those lights, but something else with lights, possibly around 3:10, maybe 3 o'clock. So it makes me wonder if the dispatch call was at 6:39 a.m., that's 3 hours and 29 minutes. Well, you definitely have enough time to, with about 10 or 15 minutes to spare, to be from that location back. So when, hey, I call Christopher, and I'm saying as if the parents are suspects, because we're being real in this channel until proven otherwise. My two suspects in this case, and I'm entitled to my opinion because this is a fluid situation, it's unknown. My two suspects is Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot. I think Katie's probably more the prime suspect. It's just, what role Chris had in maybe the assisting. Was this all deliberate? Was this planned? Is this something to do with, Sebastian going to his dad Seth custody? Is it something to do with Christopher's violent, explosive temper and his allegations against him in New Mexico that he has a court hearing for in a couple weeks, by the way, according to New Mexico court record search. And you can go Google right now if you want to, New Mexico court record search, and then you can put in names and put Christopher Proudfoot. He comes up. There's a case with a woman, we'll just say initials FG. And she's filed and now this is after Sebastian went missing. She's filed a emergency motion for custody of their child after Sebastian went missing. So this woman in New Mexico pretty much fears Christopher Proudfoot and fears Christopher Proudfoot being around a child, which is very interesting. You would think that everyone would rally in support of Christopher, around him, centered around him, and hug him and and defend him publicly and say he's great around kids and whatever like that. But we're not getting this picture here, folks. We're not getting this picture. And I would love for Christopher to, he's aware of this, he's aware of my videos, he's acknowledged, and I'll show you screenshots, he's acknowledged these videos that we make about him, so he knows. So I have reached out to Christopher to get his side of the story. I've reached out to him a week ago. I've reached out to him on Facebook. Check the spam box. Check the filter box. Look my name. I have a very unique name. JLR, Jonathan Lee Riches. Look it up on Facebook. Right there. Check the box. Also sent him text on numbers affiliated with the databases that I have, and it's pretty much more or less his numbers. I have his number. Also was given to me by someone close. Sent him out a text. Crickets. So I'm saying now, anyone knows these people, and there's a group seems like a little bit sympathetic towards Christopher. Send him the message. Let's talk. He said he's willing to talk to anyone and everyone. He ducked Nick Barris. Nick Barris, the investigative reporter, was about to talk to him, and Chris bounced. Seems like Chris only wants to center around people that throw softball questions. Again, we've talked to suspects in cases before. Brandon Shurtleff, Don Wells, Candace Wells, affiliated with them. And I've always been respectful in speaking to them. Even though I feel like they're guilty, whatever, I've always given them an opportunity to speak and share and set the record straight. Respectfully, even though I feel like these certain people are guilty, right? And that will go with the same with Christopher Proudfoot. We have a platform. We're not going away on JLR Investigates with this case. And we're going to keep digging and speculating until there's a resolution in this matter. Until there's a resolution, or Sebastian is found, or someone is held accountable. So, Chris, you probably know at this point I've been reaching out. So don't go on Facebook and say that I'm a coward or whatever, clickbait or whatever like that. He claims that this channel is clickbait and we're all about clicks and views and making money. But yet he talks on big. We don't make much money on YouTube. Every YouTubers know that in the true crime, you hardly make anything. But yet Christopher goes on these other networks, big networks that have big sponsors and everything like that. They made all types of money off the interview. So that's just an excuse in my book. It's just an excuse in my book. But he does have a court hearing. He has a court hearing where it looks like he is required to show. It will be Zoom hearing in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 3/21/2024 at 11 a.m. And this is a motion. And I think this is a public hearing, folks. So I think if you want to listen to it, I would suggest contact the clerk of court in Albuquerque and ask them for the Zoom code, because it doesn't say anything about a sealed record. It is nothing. It's really just a case, dealing with a case from 2017 that has been carrying on a divorce case. And all that stuff is public information. I don't see anything that's sealed here. He's trying to seal, I heard. He's trying to... He's going to regret speaking publicly. And, I think he's probably regretted speaking publicly the first time. But I don't think he's going to speak anymore. I think he's just going to kind of run his mouth in Facebook groups and surround himself by enablers. Because there's always fringe groups on these type of cases. There's always the fringe groups and the fringe people that will rally around them and sympathizers. And that seems like where they gravitate towards, right? You would think you would want to go into the fire and set the record straight and put yourself out there 24/7, right? And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Who cares what I think? Who cares if any of you think he's guilty? Who cares? Let him set the record straight. Let him speak. Let him explain. But what he does is when people ask him tough questions, he throws it back at the TBI and sends links back to the TBI and says, you need to contact them to ask them what's going on. I can't talk about the investigation. Yes, you can. You can talk about whatever you want. You just choose not to. You choose not to. No one told you not to speak. And TBI didn't tell him not to speak about certain things. He's quick to say that he passed the polygraph. He don't want to say about specific things. Like, for instance, someone asked him about, and he's yapping today. He's yapping today in a Facebook group. Someone asked him about the security cameras inside his home. He had security cameras in the home, but he won't verify whether they're on or off. He refers it back to the TBI, but yet he's quick to say that he passed the polygraph test. He's quick to say anything that says that he's fully exonerated in his eyes, right? Which I find skeptical as it is anyway, right? But he has a court hearing. We'll figure that out. We might attend. I might attend this court hearing because I want to hear the picture. I want to hear the other side. I want to hear about this guy, right? I want every single meticulous detail about Proudfoot, Katie, Christopher, respectfully, because we're dealing with a missing child here and it paints the pictures. I don't want half-truths. I don't want stuff that I'm not aware of. I want to know because the public deserves a right to know. They do deserve the right to know what events that transpired up to when Sebastian. And then you can decide, people, if you feel like it's relevant or not to this case. Maybe a lot of it is irrelevant. Maybe a lot of it has nothing to do with Sebastian. But it does paint a picture of what the nature and characteristics of the individual inside Sebastian's home, who they are, who the Proudfoots are as people. Who are they? I like to hear people come out and say the good things they've done in the community. I want people to come out and say, yes, Christmas dinners, we get together with the Proudfoots. They donate to this cause. They're out there doing this positive thing. They're doing that. You know, I want to hear these things. I want to hear about everything that they do, good or bad, because I do think it paints a picture. By the way, I know someone that lives in Hendersonville, and I can say for a fact that down the road yesterday, Long Hollow Pike, which is right near their home, Christopher and Katie were hopscotching on motorcycles, driving around on motorcycles yesterday while the public is out there, you know, bringing awareness to Sebastian. No care in the world, just free. Like, we feel free, and we're just down the road. And there was somebody in Hendersonville that owns a business that told me. I have lots of people that are connecting with me and telling me things, right? Telling me things. But, you know, where's the search for their child? Seems like maybe they're just enjoying their fun things before they know the gig is up. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. So also keep in mind, I also reached out to an individual named Melissa Proudfoot. Melissa Seaveston Proudfoot, who seems to be the sister of Christopher, or related to Christopher in one way. And supposedly she was with Katie that day on Sunday, whatever like that. I also sent her out a message. I'm not going to show who she is or picture until she puts herself out there, but I can say a name. You know, I reached out to her. So if she's listening, whatever like that, check your Facebook messages. Hello, JLR here. Can you please send this over to your brother Christopher and let him know I would like to speak with him, please? I have a big platform that can bring awareness in finding Sebastian and would like to ask Chris questions respectfully. Fair, right? Fair? Again, Christopher, we're not coming on to bash you or anything like that. This is a platform that will be paying attention to your case. So you would think that you would want to come on and set the record straight. You might be able to convince us all that you have nothing to do with it. So, but we're just trying to help and find this young man, Sebastian. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to help. But here's what's interesting, folks, and I'm going to show you these screenshots. I want to show you some screenshots because apparently Sebastian's, thank you, MK Ultra, supposedly Sebastian's grandmother, Robin Rogers, has been commenting on a YouTube channel called It's a Criming Shame. And It's a Criming Shame. We follow each other on, or she follows me on Twitter. And she also gave permission for people to use what it is, because at the end of the day, she's like how we did with Cavalcanti. I don't care who uses our videos and our work to help try to find and make a difference in finding. At the end of the day, it's about finding this young man. At the end of the day, it's about finding this young man. But she, Robin, commented, and this is Robin Rogers, and this is supposedly Sebastian's grandmother. He was afraid of his stepdad. He was afraid of his stepdad. Now, this is if this is Robin Rogers, and I think it is. It's now two parties centered around Christopher Proudfoot, including his ex-wife, that are saying these things that you know, Christopher is very demanding, scary. Look at the court documents in New Mexico. I've seen the word abusive, both physically and mentally. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, now you're getting people centered around. Let's get more people to come out. Even Robin says like this. She responds to this video. She goes, just let me say that everything they say is suspect. And she's talking about Katie and Christopher. Everything they say is suspect. She would use examples like that. Let me get more. Let me keep pulling these things off. She goes, somebody said, are you okay? And she goes, I'm fine where I'm at. I just want people to know that there are lies. There are lies. So she keeps saying things. And I want to show you something else. Hold on. Look what she says here. Look what the grandmother says here. Look what the grandmother says here. I absolutely believe there is foul play. And let me just say that Chris couldn't charm me. He became verbally abusive towards me in a split second. That's interesting too, right? You think Robin's telling the truth? Any response to this, Christopher, or anyone that knows Christopher can respond to this. This is Sebastian's grandmother, supposedly, saying these things. Now, I tried to reach out to her. I had different numbers. She has yet to respond. She actually validates it here. I am Sebastian's grandmother. Look. She goes, I am Sebastian's grandmother. So there you go. So does grandma know too? Have you got your YouTube plaque yet? No, I'm working on my YouTube plaque. I should get my YouTube plaque soon. I'll share my YouTube plaque with all of you. But yeah, so, I mean, to me, it's like, okay. Here's something else. Someone said here in this chat group, there's a group about Christopher. Christopher, what time of day do you think or know your security cameras were turned off inside or outside your home? Were there any power outages? And then then someone responds, he's not going to be able to disclose that kind of information due to the investigation. Ma'am, you would be correct with your answer. No, there were no power outages. So he's validating that he has security camera, but was it turned on or turned off with this? Was it turned on or turned off? Wouldn't it be interesting, coincidentally, the day this happened? Wouldn't it be coincidental, and he's in chat groups chatting, by the way. Wouldn't it be coincidental if those cameras inside their home, if they had some, went off coincidentally at the same day? Here we go, right here. Here's Proudfoot. For the record, JLR is spineless and a real piece of SHIT. This individual posts stuff for monetary gain only. He doesn't have any meat or potatoes to anything he says. Well, really? I mean, I think some of the stuff I put out there is pretty accurate. People who do not do what he does are solely looking to profit. If he wanted truth, he should reach out to me directly. I did. Everyone can find me, but he chooses not to. Huh? What? He said that today in a Facebook group. Christopher said this today in a Facebook group. I don't have any meat and potatoes, right? Well, it's interesting because back in March 6th, what's today, the 17th, 11 days ago, I sent him a message. March 6th, 5:14 p.m. Hello, sir. I haven't seen one photograph or video of you out there searching for your stepson, Sebastian. Have you not searched for him? Let's search for him together. Are you down? JLR. Crickets. So for him to say that, unless maybe I am in his spam box, but I'm sure he's checking all his messages because he wants to know what people are saying. See, people that have some guilty conscience of something is always searching around the internet wondering what people are saying, right? They're hanging out in groups and they're hanging on everyone's comment and threads, and they are more or less in a paranoid type of state. Maybe not yesterday since he's out there riding his motorcycle. It's probably Katie Proudfoot said, let's go out and ride to clear our mind. But not searching. Not searching whatsoever. It's just a sad situation. And someone actually went back to him. He said that in a comment and said this to him. It says, beautiful sunflower. I saw this in a group. It said, beautiful sunflower. I want to address something because in that group they have to approve my comment to Christopher Proudfoot. Sir, I know for a fact Mr. JLR reached out to you on Facebook March 6, 5:14. So for you to say if he solely wanted the truth, why didn't he reach out to you personally? He did. 100% reach out to you, sir. Your credibility is declining majorly. For the ones who don't like JLR and are speaking as if you know JLR, shame on you. I seen the attempt JLR made to Christopher, so maybe stop relying on what haters and others say about JLR. He's always has receipts, always on what he's doing when covering these cases. Love or hate him, he's at least out there spreading information we are not getting from families or LE. Yeah, because we have no choice to speculate at this point by bringing awareness, because the parents are tight-lipped under the guise of its investigation. They don't want to share any information. He's been lying all over the place on people, literally. And there's just so many of them, of these comments. And you should go check it out yourself. He's hanging out in a Facebook group. And I'll show you the Facebook group. And this is I'll show you the exact Facebook group he's in. And then you can go see for yourself. Go see for yourself. He's in there. The admins kind of like let him speak. And he's in this Facebook group. This is where Christopher Proudfoot is hanging out with his time. So if TBI is watching and everyone's watching that's affiliated with the investigation, I would strongly suggest go into this group here and read the comments that he's been making. He's been in here for days. Only this one that I've seen. There's other ones. But only this one, it seems. Unless there's more. Do you know of more? Yes, pretty cool ceiling. I got to get a little darker JLR because it came up a little bit fade up there. We're at the back cave. But yeah, I mean, come on, Chris, man. Stop playing games. Stop hiding under the guise of investigation. It seems like you got emboldened a little bit, Chris. And then I know you're listening because you clearly said that I'm clickbait and you obviously have to watch it. Kind of like, you're kind of got emboldened a little bit here once TBI put out that statement, that long statement on Friday about, this, that, and the other. Kind of brings you out of the woodwork, or maybe they gaslit you. But, you're not out there searching for your son. You have unanswered questions. You can't tell the public when, he can't tell, I should say as if I'm talking to him. He can't tell, hold on, I got a message, let's see. Seth is live in chat. We have Seth live in the chat. Good job. Thank you, Seth. We are, so Seth is in the chat. My sister has a GoFundMe out for me since I am on leave of absence of work. And we will share that out, Seth. Put that out in here. We are praying for you. We care about what happened. We know you're out there, Seth, looking. People have told me you're out there looking. We feel your pain, Seth. We generally care. We generally want to make a difference. And hope for the best, right? I know you're hoping for the best. And I'm shocked that you're in here. So we have Seth in here. So Seth, we're praying for you, and we know you're going to get answers. And thank you for your service. And we do have trust and faith in law enforcement to get a resolution on this matter. And we're going to just keep spreading awareness, and we're going to keep throwing stuff out on the other side, the other side, who I feel, Seth, and you watch the videos, I feel like Christopher knows a lot more, and they're playing games. They've already wasted resources and time. Somebody needs to come clean on that side. Someone needs to come forward and, either flip on each other or share something, because I really think that there was foul play in here. I really think there was bad things that happened. And, your side of the family does not deserve this at all. And you shouldn't even be put in this position. So, and look, you can't even, you're at a leave of work, man. I'm very, very sorry. And we will share that GoFundMe out as soon as we get it. And then I'm sure a lot of people, the thousands that watch JLR Investigates, will contribute and help you. And we all pray for you. It's sad, man, because we see this. Look at his smile. I mean, look at his smile. It's okay. Seth has confirmed the one and only, and yes, Robin Rogers is my mama. So that has been put in the chat too. So it's confirmation. What I just said about Robin Rogers was the mother of the grandmother of Sebastian, the mother of Seth. So Robin Rogers has her opinions and thoughts on this matter, and she shared that on It's a Crime and Shame. So now we got validation that it was her saying, about Chris, and saying about Katie. Where are they? Why aren't they out there, finding and doing things? I know that Katie's trying to affiliate with this, I don't know, this fringe channel called Dutch's, trying to put some billboards out. But, I just think it's a front. I think it's a scam. I think it's not right. And Katie needs to come clean. Katie needs to come clean. It's just a matter of, is she in a pact with Chris? Is this a death do us part situation where, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So JLR Investigates. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. Bring awareness to Sebastian. When more information each day, we're just going to come back on each day. We're going to come back on each day, and I'll give you what's latest of developments. I have a lot of sources in that area. I have a lot of people that are sharing things with me. We are using the platforms to paint a picture of what happened. We are not purposely putting out misinformation here. I think every speculation that we've said on this chat has been valid, right? It's not in bad faith. I think it's been, lack of information. All we can do is speculate. We can share what they're putting out, and we can come with our theories and speculations and just keep Sebastian out there. I think we're realists on this channel. I'm not even really entertaining the fact that Sebastian just walked off like the mother claims. And how would she know a flashlight is missing, by the way? How would she know? I'm not even entertaining that. I'm not even entertaining that Sebastian got kidnapped, because it hasn't even came out the lips of TBI. Hasn't been, TBI or Sumner County Sheriffs. No one said anything about kidnapping. No one that said anything about anyone being snatched. They haven't said anything like that. So to use that theory is almost like preposterous. It's always the last people that were with someone. Always the last people. So maybe TBI will also come out and clarify, do we have to be worried that someone is out on the loose doing something wrong to children around there? Because, they should clarify this. They should give more statements. But we still support the TBI. We still support all law enforcement that are out there working their butts off and their tails off and putting their lives on the line. It's not pretty looking in treacherous terrain. It's not safe going through those rolling hills. You could be subjected to medical emergencies. You could trip and fall, hurt yourself, scraped up, poison ivy. Wildlife can get you. These law enforcement officers that are going side by side, going through the fields, are putting their own lives at risk trying to find this little boy. They set a plane up in the sky, drones and all that stuff. That stuff, people up there, the helicopter, the plane out there, whoever's the pilots up there, they're putting themselves out on the line. They're putting their lives out on the line by doing this. Because what about if they crashed or something bad happened to them? So they are working to find, and that's community members out there giving sandwiches and food and water to the law enforcement, and out there on horseback and looking around and stuff like that. That's community involvement. Everyone is putting their lives on the line and using their resources and their emotions and their caring to look for this little boy. So I hope that Katie and Christopher know this. They have said they appreciate people doing this, but I don't know, man. I don't know if people are wasting their time with this. I mean, I guess you do it at the first with due diligence and you continue to do this, but clearly I think most people think that Chris and Katie know something and they are involved. So come forward. JLR Investigates. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. When new information comes out, I will share with all of you. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Praying for Sebastian and the Rogers family, community. You guys have a great day. Until next time, everyone. Be safe.